Hello everyone, I'm Dane. I'm the one with a really shitty looking Corolla right now, but hopefully soon looking cool. I kind of wanted to just make this just to run through all the questions people asking me about my car, that instead of answering a bunch of different times to a bunch of different peoples on Instagram and Facebook and all that, I figure I could just make a video explaining all the things that I've done, all the things that I've gone through with the car, all the tiny little tips and tricks that I can think of as I'm going through it, and show you a little bit of in-depth on the car if you really care. I don't know. You can watch it if you want.
Okay, so I have you on my head mount. I don't really know how this sounds, and I probably should have prepared for this video a little bit better, but that's okay. This is my car. It's really windy here in Northern California, so I have to keep weight on the cover, otherwise it'll fly off and bug all the neighbors. Take this off. I'm using a head mount from my GoPro Hero 5 Session, so if you can't hear me very well, it's GoPro's fault, not mine. And in order to use this head mount, I can't wear a hat, so you're just not gonna see me at all. So I'm more making this video to test out newer and better SD cards for my camera, because my last ones were garbage, and if you couldn't tell from my last video, it kind of cut up the footage a little bit. Get my hair out of the way. Don't look in the mirror. Yeah, my last SD cards kind of cut up the footage a little bit, and so I'm trying out these new ones. Supposed to be a way better write speed. This is my car. Okay. Yeah, that's my car. It's a Beams 11 converted Corolla. Okay. One of the first questions that I can remember right off the top of my head is, are your headlights slanted on purpose? Yes, they are. They are slanted. They are slanted on purpose, and I'll show you why. So, I don't know whether the sun's gonna fuck this up or not, but my headlights are slanted because I run this sick nasty fatty boy fitment here. I even cracked this because this headlight wasn't mounted properly. I will show you. So with it slanted, I at least, have a little bit of clearance. Just enough to, ignore that, just enough to turn the wheel and only rub a little bit, which is fine with me because I really like these wheel specs, and I really like this amount of stretch. Call me a douchebag or whatever you want, I don't care, I like it. But with the headlights where they're supposed to be, the fender rubs. Like, doesn't clear at all. It rubs really bad, like straight sitting on the fender. And so just that little 1 inch of sag gives it a whole heck of a lot of room for the wheels to fit. And it's S13 steering, so the worst part I have to deal with is going straight. And it's a drift car, so it's not that bad. I also like the Bosozoku Shakotan look of the slanty boy lights, although I did break one of the tabs on that one at frickin' Heck Bash 2 weeks ago. These don't work. These are just for show. There's nothing behind them. They're just clear lenses. These also don't have any lights in them because I don't have the wiring for them, because this was originally a Torino and 11 converted it. I found the only reason why I did that is because I found these really cool bumper brackets. I don't know if you can see it, but they're these lightweight aluminum bumper brackets that I found from a dude in Japan. I wish I could remember who made them. But yes, this is a real carbon fiber hood. It's a very expensive, real Cybon carbon fiber hood. Cybon right there. I don't know whether you can see that. Ooh. Cybon down there. I had to cut it so that I could fit my beams without using subframe spacers because I like being sick nasty low. My friend Walker just showed up. I use a real Tomei fuel pressure regulator, beam swaps on Link ECU, Mark Panic harness that I tucked pretty well so you can't see it. And everyone's like, why is your headlights hella tilty? Is that on purpose? Do you need a bracket? I got one. I'm like, nah, it's on purpose.
Where's Walker? Always taking a poop.
Okay, but my rear wheel sizes, it's 15 by 10 front and rear. The front, that's right, it's 10 and a half. What the fuck am I talking? 15 by 10, it's 15 by 10 and a half, front and rear. The front is a 15 by 10 and a half, roughly minus 27. It's got a 5.5 inch lip and a 5-inch barrel. That's math. I did that right.
You did. Yeah.
Front looks real sick. Yeah. The rear is 15 by 10 and a half. The lighting's probably absolute garbage. That's the tree. The rear is 15 by 10 and a half, minus roughly high 30s, low 40s. I haven't done the math yet. My wheel builder keeps telling me, but he keeps telling me as if it was, this is a 4-inch lip or a no, he keeps telling me as if this is a 5-inch lip and it's a 4.5-inch lip. Fuck you, wind. Sorry, barrel.
Oh, yeah.
He keeps telling me the size as if this is a 6-inch barrel and a 5-inch lip, but it's a 6-inch lip. Shut the fuck up. 6-inch lip, 4.5-inch barrel. So it's high 30s, low 40s. I don't know whether the camera can hear me right now because of the wind. I'm not running any spacers. It's really fucking wide. It's really interesting fitment, but that's just because I got sick boy nastiness in a parking lot. We're not going to talk about that. It does fit just barely. It will probably rub under heavy compression because my suspension squats a good 1.5 inches under full grip, full throttle. I can put in a picture right here. And I'll show you a picture of it like right now compared to like full squat, and it's almost tuck and rim at full squat. I'm recording now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Shit.
Back to work. I got distracted with friends here. This is my assistant for the day. Her name's Sachi. Okay. So while I'm under here, I don't know whether the camera can see shit, so I'll talk about my suspension a little bit. I have the rear end out of an 82 Celica GT. No, not the Celica Supra like everyone thinks. I still got drum brakes. I still got teeny tiny boy wheel bearings. This keeps falling off. Still got tiny teeny boy wheel bearings. It's just got a ring and pinion the same size as a GTS, so it's a 6.7-inch ring and pinion. So if I wanted to, which I do want to at some point, put in a Corolla gearing. So like, my friend Walker has a stock 4.3s out of his GTS rear end, and he put in 4.7s. I think he put in 4.7s, and so he's like, "Hey, bitch, come get these 4.3s." And I'm like, "Aight." I want to use big red boy. Oof. Hokey boy. Welded diff. Full T3 suspension. I have T3 unequal length 4 links. T3 Panhard with the Celica one, because it is still a Celica, so it is still have that shitty different fucking Panhard mount. And in case you didn't know, when you adjust the Panhard, it fucks up everything else in the car. Fix that because this wheel is like a full inch further back than that wheel, and it was kind of fucking me up, and I didn't realize why it was fucking me up until I saw that. And it basically means that this wheel's pointed out and that wheel's pointed in, because, you know, live axle is like so with a 4-link solid axle suspension like this, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I can, so that's all that matters. There's a locator bar and a pinion angle bar, or bars. The two lower ones are to adjust. Oh fuck! The two lower ones are to locate the rear end, and the two upper ones are to adjust pinion angle. And as you can see, well, probably can't see, but my pinion angle is bad, and I can't fix that until I get equal length 4 links, and that costs money. So I forgot whether this was the right way around or the wrong way around. Well, out of wrench go. I find, yeah. I know I'm real good at finding the right way to do things. This is probably a lot easier with the wheels off.
Probably.
But I'm stubborn, and we're not going to do that. Okay, Lloyd. I can't remember which way this has to go. Damn it. I figured it out. Okay. Oh man, this is going to put it to where I can't fucking grab it. This a boy.
Okay.
And I hold this, and you try to break that loose. I can't remember which way it's supposed to go. We'll just stare at these wheels while she does that. Yeah. Okay, other way.
Other way. Hold on, let me.
We'll just keep changing directions until we get it once. That's so trippy how that works. Look, I can do this by hand.
Whoa, what the hell?
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't be under there while I'm doing this because it's moving the rear end.
Yeah.
So it's moving the whole car. Hey! Making sure it doesn't fuck with my pinion angle too much, because it shouldn't. Okay. I popped the hood again because I forgot to talk about some things. Yes, that's a true HKS pod filter on some shitty O'Reilly's fucking thingy. I have my intake pointed out this way because while I'm moving, I get like crazy low intake temps. And that's also what makes that super cool intake sound that I get from like external videos of my car when it like faces the camera. It just sounds like ITBs. No, I don't have ITBs. A bunch of people ask me if I have ITBs because it sounds really cool. Nope. Just one big ITB. I run a Mishimoto Civic radiator, half cut. I've moved it over as much as possible. I only ran into problems with this when my alternator bracket from Excessive, it comes with some stupid hardware and a stupid belt. I was one of the first people to buy it, so obviously there's going to be some things wrong with it. I should tell them what's up, like the problems I had with it, because I don't know whether anybody else bought that kit yet. But it uses a GS300 alternator, and it works great when you have the right belt on. The belt that I use is not the belt that came with it. It's a 4PK728, and the one that comes with it is a 4PK 729. I can't remember. It's bigger. The other one, the one it came with, was a stretch fit belt. This is not a stretch fit belt. It works a lot better. Once I started getting full charge, this fan actually started working, and I stopped overheating because before my fan was only getting like half voltage. I run distilled water. I don't run coolant. This sick hood prop. I'll let you guys get this lower radiator hose number, 7745 from Napa, because that's like a Mini Cooper lower hose. I got that part number from someone else I can't remember right now. This, I just asked the these guys if I could go back and look for a hose that's the right size. My engine runs so mint, right, that my crankcase vent tubes don't even have oil in them, so I just put them over here. I don't even have a catch can. I will get one, just don't have one right now. I think that's everything under the hood. Ignore the really shitty wiring. That was a last minute thing just to get it going. It will get redone. This is a brand new headlight from Battle Garage. Shout out Battle Garage, they're the best. I do have the other. This is a Koki headlight. That's a Zenki headlight. But with the big old bracket taken off for the center garnish that I can't use anyway because my headlights are slanty. Without that, you can't really tell except for this bracket that it broke anyway, that I'm probably just going to break off again just to make it look even. Fuck this Lexan. If someone has any window clips, hit me up because I have a glass window that I want to put back in here because I fucking hate this thing. I have S13 steering. I also wanted to keep the transmission as high up as possible because the car's as low as I can get it right now, and I wanted as much ground clearance as possible. That's more permanent. That's really, really thick. That's not gonna bust when a clutch pops. I do need to get a cover for this, or make a cover for this. Here's my inline hydro. I really need to bleed my rear brakes, because, yeah. Yeah, I run S13 steering. It's the T3 GX2 arms with some custom cut and shut knuckles from my buddy's old S13. Sonoma boys will remember him. James Alexander, the only dude to fucking rip a KA harder than someone can an LS S13. My cold start sucks until this warms up. There's my ECU right there. Ignore this. Ugh. That's my link. I run a G4 Monsoon Plus panic harness. The only thing that's run through here is basically a power to everything else and starter. Everything else is run externally. It only just recently started idling this low. I use the excessive manufacturing throttle lockout kit as one does with the beam swap. I'm sorry if you couldn't hear any of that, but I'm pretty sure we're good. Close that. So this was my version 1 S13 conversion thingy. It's T3 Corolla tension rod bracket. My wheels didn't clear this because the S13 steering pokes the wheels out a whole lot. My wheel didn't clear this at full lock. That's why I'm not using it. But basically all I did was I just cut the end off an S13 arm and welded it onto a Corolla arm. Did the job. It's not the greatest. It got me into S13 steering. Yeah, I run the GX2 arms. I have BC Racing S13 front coilovers, and I have Stance XR1 True Type rear coilovers. So it's a True Type coilover, not the separate spring and shock. This will also be my first time testing out how the car drives with this wheel setup in the back. I'm pretty sure it's going to rub at the top, but it didn't with the 195s, so I think I'll be fine. I don't know, we'll find out. To answer people's question about like the stiffness of the suspension, it's noticeably stiffer than if I was using, hello, it's noticeably stiffer than if I was using the Corolla steering, but it's manual steering, so like if you're moving, it's not terrible. Under heavy load, it's kind of heavy, so you kind of got to muscle it around. I need to get my steering wheel. Kind of got to muscle it around, especially at Thunderhill. That big pad is not, it's not kind. Okay, I'm back. My camera, my other GoPro died. I'll move this forward and back real quick and see if I hear it without this on.
I'll be right here. Speed bump.
Okay, I'll go till I stop. Okay. Hundred octane life. Sometimes it starts, sometimes it don't. It's already kind of warmed up a little bit, so. It definitely sounds like something's rubbing. I think that wheel bearing's bad. That one. One sec. That does not sound good, whatever it is.
Stronger when you're pulling forward.
Yeah.
Shall we jack her up?
Let me see real
Or are you
quick.
gonna finish your Q&A
'Cause-
and then...
No, I've already answered all the questions. I think I'll end this video here
Yeah.
while I diagnose this, and maybe closing the video. I'll let you know if I found out what I broke. Okay.